In a quiet town surrounded by mountains, there lived a boy named James. He was 15 years old, thin, quiet, and often overlooked by everyone. Unlike other boys his age, he wasn't the fastest runner, the strongest player, or the smartest student in class. In fact, most people thought of him as ordinary. But inside, James carried a dream so big that even he sometimes doubted it. He wanted to become an athlete, someone who would run on tracks with thousands cheering his name. The problem was, James had never won a single race. Every time he tried, he came last. His classmates laughed. "You? An athlete? Don't make us laugh," they mocked. "Stick to something simple. Running is not for you." Even some of his teachers shook their heads. "James, maybe you should focus on studies instead of wasting time on impossible dreams," they said kindly, but their words still hurt. The only person who believed in him was his mother. Every night when James came home discouraged, she would sit by him and say, "Son, the world may not believe in you, but that doesn't matter. What matters is whether you believe in yourself." Her words became his strength. One day, the school announced a district-level running competition. It was a big event. Students from many schools would participate. The winner would get a scholarship and a chance to join a professional training camp. James's heart raced. This was his chance. But as soon as he filled the form, his classmates laughed again. "You? Competing in the district race? You'll just embarrass yourself." Even his best friend hesitated. "James, are you sure? These kids train every day. You can't even run half as fast." James stayed quiet, but deep down, fear whispered the same doubts. What if they're right? What if I fail? That night, he told his mother. She looked at him gently and said, "Son, the world may not believe in you, but that doesn't matter. What matters is whether you believe in yourself." Her words became his strength. From the first night, James began to train. At first, he could barely run a kilometer without gasping for breath. His legs ached, his lungs burned, and his body screamed at him to stop. But every time he felt like giving up, his mother's words echoed in his mind. "Believe in yourself." He woke up before sunrise when the streets were still empty and ran along the dusty road outside his town. He ran in the rain, he ran under the scorching sun, he ran when his shoes tore apart, and he ran when his body felt like collapsing. His classmates watched him from afar, shaking their heads. He's wasting his time. But James ignored them. He wasn't running against others anymore. He was running against his own doubts. Weeks passed. Slowly, he noticed changes. His body grew stronger, his steps became lighter, his breathing steadier. He wasn't the same boy anymore. He was becoming an athlete. Finally, the day of the competition arrived. The stadium buzzed with excitement. Runners from different schools stood tall, wearing branded shoes and confident smiles. They looked at James in his old, worn-out sneakers and smirked. "Poor guy doesn't stand a chance," one of them whispered. James felt the old fear rise again. But then, he closed his eyes and remembered his mother's voice. "You just need to believe in yourself." The whistle blew. The race began. The runners dashed forward like arrows. Within seconds, James was behind. The crowd didn't even notice him. They only cheered for the ones in front. His legs trembled, his heart pounded, and for a moment, doubt returned. Maybe they were right. Maybe I don't belong here. But then another voice inside him said, "No, you worked for this. You trained for this. Keep going." James pushed harder. Step by step, he began to close the gap. His lungs screamed for air, but his heart screamed louder, "Believe in yourself." Halfway through, he was no longer last. The crowd began to notice him. "Who is that boy?" someone shouted. With every lap, he overtook another runner. His legs moved like fire, his determination unshakable. Finally, in the last 100 meters, only 2 runners were ahead. James summoned every ounce of strength left in his body. He ran as if his entire life depended on it. And then it happened. He crossed the finish line. 2nd place. The crowd roared. For the first time in his life, people weren't laughing at him. They were cheering for him. That night, James sat with his mother holding his silver medal. Tears filled his eyes. "I didn't win 1st place," he said softly. His mother smiled. "Son, today you won something far greater than 1st place. You won against your own doubts. You proved to yourself that you are capable, and that's the real victory." James looked at the medal again, and this time it shone brighter than gold. From that day on, he continued to train. He joined professional camps, entered bigger competitions, and slowly climbed higher and higher. But no matter how far he went, he never forgot the first lesson he learned. The world may doubt you. People may laugh at you. Even your closest friends may not believe in you. But as long as you believe in yourself, nothing is impossible. The story of James teaches us that the greatest power we hold is our own belief. Doubts weaken us, but self-belief makes us unstoppable. Remember, you don't need to be the smartest, the strongest, or the fastest from the start. You don't need the approval of the world to chase your dream. You just need to believe in yourself and keep moving forward. Because once you believe in yourself, the world has no choice but to believe in you too.